Welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena Vanderwoodson. I'm on a really popular show called Gossip Girl. I'm just kidding. Okay, hello. Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, it's never enough? Like your to-do list keeps getting longer and longer, and the things that actually matter keep getting pushed to the side? I used to feel that way too, until I started reevaluating my priorities and simplifying my life. Today, I want to share some things that helped me focus on what truly matters. Okay, so why does simplifying matter? What's the problem? So, overscheduling, clutter, whether that's mental, emotional, or physical, and the pressure to keep up with societal expectations. What are the benefits of simplifying? There's more time for loved ones, there's space for self care and personal growth, and there's less stress and more joy in the little things. I read a book recently that gave me the idea for this video, and I'll share what that book is later in the video. And what the book talks about is how simplicity helps us to live in harmony with ourselves and the world. And it's not about having less, but it's about focusing more on what truly matters. So if you're thinking, okay, like, how do I start? I want to do this. I want to declutter. I want to simplify. But how do I even start? I'm so overwhelmed. I have too much to do. And good news for you, I have 5 simple steps for you. I did, that's 10. I did 5 simple steps for you in this video to help you simplify your life and focus on what truly matters. Step 1, define what matters most. We need to reflect on what our core values are. So ask yourself, what are the 3 things you value most in life? For me, it's family, creativity, and health. So write these down as a visible reminder for you. Somewhere where you could see them every day would be preferred, but if it's easier for you to just put it in your journal and reflect every night or whatever the case may be, you could do a post-it note on your refrigerator or your bathroom mirror. I have like a post-it note back here behind my lamp that my husband gave me, and it's just like a cute affirmation reminder. Um, so somewhere where you'll see it every day, you can create a lock screen for your phone. If you're really creative, you can use like Canva or Procreate and design something yourself, or find, I don't know, you could draw a cute picture and take a picture of it. Whatever, just whatever comes to mind where you can see these 3 core values every day, preferably, try that. Step 2, declutter your life. So there's different types of clutter. There's physical clutter, emotional clutter, time-related clutter. So physical clutter would be like too many possessions. Emotional clutter would be holding on to guilt, grudges, and stress. And time related clutter would be saying yes to things that don't align with your values. So start with one area to declutter. It can be your closet or your calendar. When you clear space, you make room for what truly matters. I know for me, when I'm in a clean space, I have a clear mind as well. Maybe not everybody works that way, but I know I definitely do. But it doesn't have to be clearing your physical space. You can clear your time, like your calendar, things that don't really matter, stuff like that. If you have mental or emotional clutter, things like mindfulness and therapy and whatnot. But we'll talk about that a little later in step 5, which is my personal favorite step. So stay tuned for that. Step 3 is learn to say no. As a personal people pleaser, that is a difficult one for me that I'm regularly working on. Something that has been really helpful for me to remember is every time you say yes to something that doesn't really matter, you're saying no to something that does. For example, some nights I say yes to Netflix or scrolling on my phone. Meanwhile, my husband is sitting next to me also scrolling through his phone, and we're saying no to quality time, meaningful connection, talking about our day and things that we wish had gone differently or things that we enjoyed about the day. And that's just one example. I don't think there's anything wrong with watching Netflix or scrolling your phone, but it's definitely something we could easily do too much of, or at least I can. So remembering that when I say yes to something like that, that doesn't really matter, I could be saying no to something that does. For instance, my husband. And sometimes I don't rest shame either. I mean, I can do that to myself sometimes, and I have to really try not to. I think it's just ingrained in me from how I grew up. Sometimes if I say yes to, let's say, cleaning up my playroom, that might not really matter when my body needs rest. And where one of my core values being health, with health, you need rest, you need sleep, you need to take care of your body. There are days where you need to recover more than you need to push, right? So sometimes if I say yes to cleaning the playroom, which doesn't really matter, I could clean the playroom the next day or, when I'm feeling a bit better. And on a day where I need rest and I need to recover, cleaning the playroom takes a back burner where I should be resting instead. So it really just depends on where your priorities are for that day. When you say yes to something that doesn't really matter, you're likely saying no to something that does. So let's practice saying no politely yet firmly. For example, thank you for thinking of me, but I have other priorities that day, or I'm focusing on other priorities right now, or I'm already booked, or I have other things going on. And those things can be resting at home, doing nothing, because maybe that's what your body needs. So it's just, you don't necessarily have to explain yourself or say exactly what you're doing. People don't necessarily need that specific info. You can be vague. Reflect before committing to anything. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? For me, working or taking jobs and making money is something that positively impacts my family, which is one of my main core values. Going to the gym, exercising, taking time for me, self-care. I have a membership at an IV place where I get IVs once a month for my vitamins and minerals and whatnot. Doing things like that are prioritizing health, which is another one of my values, which in turn also positively impacts another one of my values, being family. When I'm in good health, I show up as a better mom, I show up as a better wife. As long as I'm taking care of me, I can also better take care of my family. And creativity. I a lot of times label any of my creative hobbies as being a selfish waste of time, which is very much so not true. So whether that be YouTube, painting, drawing, crocheting, or anything that involves being creative that I enjoy doing, I can oftentimes put that on the back burner because it feels like I'm prioritizing myself over other people in ways that's not necessarily, like the health category. It's a little bit different. The health category, where I'm taking care of myself to show up better for my family, made more sense in my head than taking care of myself in like a hobby kind of way. But I realized that that also matters. Like if I don't have my creative outlet, I can lose touch with my identity and who I am if I become more of a mom and wife all the time and I'm not taking time to do the things that are fun for me, and I just kind of lose that side of myself, which can really put me in a funk, which then negatively impacts my family and my health. So for me, that's why those are my three main values in life. Step 4, prioritize quality over quantity. Focus on more meaningful experiences as opposed to accumulating more stuff or doing more tasks. It's not about how much you can cram into your day, but the quality of the moments you create. For example, spending more quality time with your family as opposed to scrolling on your phone. Focusing on deep conversations as opposed to surface level interactions. Something that really helps me with this category is keeping a gratitude journal. So, noticing the little things that make life rich can really increase happiness. There have been studies done on human happiness, and they all go back to gratitude. People who recognize the abundance in their life, the good things in their life, and are recognizing those things on a daily basis become happier. So, you don't have to try to work towards finding things that promote happiness in order to be grateful. We've actually learned that the reverse is there. So when we focus on the things that we have to be grateful for in our life, in turn, increase our happiness. Step 5 is my favorite step. Be present in the moment. So, being present ties everything together. When we're stuck in the past, or worrying about the future, we miss out on what's happening right now. And the present is where life happens. Using mindfulness techniques and having a meditation practice help me to set aside distractions during important moments. For some people, that might be more of a prayer routine. For me, mindfulness and meditation is what I like. I do breathing exercises and guided meditations. One of my favorite meditation channels on YouTube is called Great Meditation. And they don't know that I'm bringing up their name. It's not sponsored or anything like that. But I love that channel. They have great meditations. No pun intended, but maybe pun intended now. But I love them. So those are really helpful for me. I also love Andrew Huberman's NSDR. So that's non-sleep deep rest. That's something that helps me when I'm experiencing intense anxiety, or like a panic attack or something very extreme like that. I unfortunately deal with from time to time. That is really helpful for me. Or if you didn't get enough sleep, that can also help. So, um, yeah, that's a whole different video, but those kinds of things help me. So let's recap what we learned today. Number 1, define what matters most. Number 2, declutter your life. Number 3, learn to say no. Number 4, prioritize quality over quantity. And number 5, be present in the moment. So simplifying your life doesn't happen overnight, but even small changes can make a huge difference. I always tell people I'm a baby steps person. So when I'm implementing new things in my life, baby steps, because I could take in a huge amount of information and want to make overnight life-changing move. But that's unfortunately can set us up for failure. So I'm a baby steps person. I'll take one step at a time and implement those things. And once I feel like, I've got the hang of this, then I'll add another thing. And I've seen great success long term, actually building new positive habits when I do baby steps and focus on one small thing at a time. And since I started focusing on what really matters in my life, I've noticed personal benefits like more peace and stronger relationships and less stress. So, a lot of these ideas in today's video were inspired by a book that I read, like I mentioned earlier, and that book is called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. So if you want to dive deeper into those concepts, I'll have a link in my description where you can get that book. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What is one thing you're going to do this week to simplify your life? For me, I have a few things in my head, but I think the one that I'm going to do this week is cleaning up my photo album and my phone. I've got lots of random screenshots and multiple of the same picture and stuff like that. So I'm going to clean out my photo album this week. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do. And if you like videos like this, or you like hearing from me, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified for my future uploads, and like this video if you liked it. Don't forget to comment below and let me know what you're going to be doing to simplify your life this week, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.